Growing up, I always heard, Jesus was always for the Gentiles. The one thing you could never believe in was Jesus as a Jewish person. You could believe in communism, you could believe in yoga and Eastern religion, but Jesus, the Jewish rabbi, you believe in him, you stop being Jewish. I went to Hebrew school growing up. I was taught about the Bible, about the prophets. Went to the holidays on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, the Feast of Trumpets. I heard about a God who spoke and moved and talked to his people and was alive. And when I looked at the synagogue services, I didn't see that at all. It was all kind of ritual about what had been years ago. There was nothing about God really being active in the lives of the people. The rabbi never got up and said, hey, God spoke to me and God changed my life. I didn't see any evidence of God. And so at 8 years old, I became an atheist. I would argue against the Bible. I would argue against anyone who was religious. But as time went on, I said, wait a minute, atheism doesn't work because there has to be something, a reason behind life, or it's meaningless. How could we be here if there wasn't a reason? And so I was about 12 years old. I started seeking to get any knowledge I could. I started reading every book I could on religion, on science, on the occult, Nostradamus, UFOs. But by reading all these things, I became open to the supernatural. And one day, I picked up a book that I thought was a UFO book. It was The Late Great Planet Earth by Hal Lindsey. It's all about the prophecies of the Bible that are coming true today. Jesus was in here too. So without realizing it, I was kind of being drawn into the Bible. I started telling my friends about it. I'm telling all my friends about it, and I wasn't a believer, but I'm winning them to the Lord. But I myself didn't want to follow God. So I made the deal with God, give me a long life, I'll follow, and at the end, I'll come to you. Right after I made that deal, I was almost killed. Heading to a train track. I'm in a Ford Pinto. Back then, Ford Pintos would blow up on impact. I look and there's a light going on as if the train could be coming, but all the cars were crossing on the other side. There was nothing to prevent a car from crossing that track. I start going up towards the track to look to see if it's coming. And I look and I see a light, and the light doesn't look like it's moving at all because it was the train and I was on the track. I'm trying to move back, but there's headlights in back of me now. The train comes and plows into the Ford Pinto. And the only thing I could do at that moment was cry out to God. The Ford Pinto goes up like aluminum foil, and I didn't get a scratch. So on my 20th birthday, like a man whose contract had run up and was finished, I headed up a mountain. There was a stone. I kneeled down on that stone, and not knowing what I was doing, I said, Lord, here I am. I'm going to follow you from here on in. Come into my life. And that was it. And that's how I came to the Lord. If it wasn't for that train, I would never have come. At that time, I thought, you have some kind of sign that you're saved, you're accepted, like number 302, somebody's accepted. But there was no change like that. But, I was praying, but I knew that from that moment on, something had changed inside of me. There were things I couldn't say anymore. There were things I couldn't do anymore. And there was something new. It was as if a mantle came upon me. The Bible says, search for me and you will find me when you search for me with all your heart. Open your heart, the head will follow. In Jeremiah 33, God says, call to me and I will answer you, and I will show you great and mighty things you know not of. Seek, and truly with your heart you'll find.